Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is VC Pramod with the Midday News. The headlines. Nation gears up for the world's largest COVID-19 vaccination exercise on Saturday. India reports less than 20,000 daily new corona cases for the past 7 days. The U.S. House of Representatives votes to impeach President Donald Trump on charges of inciting mob attack on the Congress. ISRO leads India's stride for a better tomorrow, says Chairman Dr. K. Sivan. Cold wave conditions intensify in northern parts of the country. And harvest festivals Makar Sankranti, Pongal and Bihu being celebrated with traditional fervour. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a message of precaution to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. The nation is gearing up for the world's largest COVID-19 vaccination exercise, which will begin on Saturday. The massive immunization drive will be rolled out by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Preparations have gained momentum with planes carrying vaccines flying into airports across the country. From various airports, the vaccines are being dispatched to small cities and towns in readiness for the inoculation exercise beginning Saturday. From Assam to Goa and from Jammu and Kashmir to Kerala, the vaccines are carefully and swiftly being transported to the far corners of the country. According to sources, 95% of the 1.1 crore doses of Covishield vaccine purchased by the government have been delivered and shipped to nearly 60 consignee points across India in the past 2 days. Of the 55 lakh doses of indigenously developed Covaxin of Hyderabad-based Bharat Biotech, the first tranche of 2.4 lakh doses have been dispatched to 12 states. The Health Ministry said vaccines have been allocated to all states and UTs in proportion to their healthcare workers' database. In accordance with the National Priority List, the vaccine will be first given to healthcare and frontline workers. Each vaccination session will cater to a maximum of 100 beneficiaries per day. Due to COVID-19 vaccination drive, the Health Ministry has decided, in consultation with the Office of the President of India, to reschedule the Polio Vaccination Day, also known as National Immunization Day or Polio Ravivar, to the 31st of this month. President Ramnath Kovind will launch the Polio National Immunization Day on the 30th of January, which is a Saturday, by administering polio drops to some children at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. The decision is in keeping with the stated policy of the Health Ministry to ensure that COVID management and vaccination services, as well as non-COVID essential health services, proceed in tandem without adversely impacting each other.
The Union Territory of Puducherry received 17,500 doses of Covishield vaccine. The vaccine is being transported to the distribution centres for the ambitious vaccination drive scheduled on Saturday. A report from our Puducherry correspondent.
The Director of Medical Services, Dr. Mohol Kumar, said that this vaccine includes for Karaikal also. The vaccine bottles were stored in cold chain, he said, adding that Mahe region is yet to get the vaccine and expressed hope that it would reach Mahe region today. Yanam region also received 320 doses of vaccine. The vaccination program will start at 9 a.m. on Saturday in 5 to 7 centers, he added. According to the statistics released by the Health Department, 43% tested positive for the COVID-19 infection and 22% discharged from the hospitals today. 1% died. As on today, 298 persons are being treated for the infection. The recovery rate stands at 97.57% and the fatality rate stable at 1.66%. Chandramohan, Air News, Puducherry.
Odisha is fully geared up for the nationwide launch of the COVID-19 vaccination drive on the 16th of this month. According to sources, Covishield has already reached the cold chain points from the respective district vaccine stores across the state. A report from our Bhubaneswar correspondent.
While the Serum Institute of India's Covishield will be used across the district, Bharat Biotech's Covaxin will be made available for vaccination of the identified healthcare workers in the first phase in capital Bhubaneswar. Out of around 2 lakh doses of Covishield supplied to the district, Cuttack has received the highest number of vaccine of about 19,000 doses. Micro-level planning has been put in place across all the 160-odd session sites for the vaccination drive that kicks off on coming Saturday. The state has already received 4.08 lakh doses of indigenous Covishield and 20,000 doses of Covaxin. Girish Chandra Das, AIR News, Bhubaneswar.
Talking to AIR News, Dr. Rupali Malik of Safdarjung Hospital, Delhi, answered many important questions related to the COVID-19 vaccine. She explained about its doses and at what interval it should be taken, and also explained how much time it will take to develop antibodies after vaccination.
अभी जो भी वैक्सीन अवेलेबल हैं उनकी सभी की 2 डोजेज हैं। 2 डोज जो कि हमें 4 से 6 हफ्ते के अंतराल पे लेनी होंगी। अभी जो डिसाइड किया गया है वो मोस्टली वैक्सीन के लिए 4 वीक्स है, यानी कि 28 दिन। तो जो भी हम वैक्सीन लेंगे वो 2 डोजेज में लेंगे, इंट्रामस्कुलर लेंगे और 4 हफ्ते के अंतराल पे लेंगे। जो सेकेंड डोज ऑफ वैक्सीन है उसके लगभग 2 हफ्ते के बाद हम उम्मीद कर सकते हैं कि एंटीबॉडीज प्रोड्यूस होंगी और हमें कोविड-19 इन्फेक्शन से प्रोटेक्शन मिलेगी।
Dr. Rupali Malik said that we have a strong setup for effective transportation and storage of the vaccine.
एयरक्राफ्ट से लेके जो ट्रक्स हैं उससे लेके जितनी भी सुविधा उपलब्ध है सबका उपयोग किया जा रहा है और जो इसका स्टोरेज की बात की जाती है तो ये कोल्ड चेन मेंटेन करना सबसे ज्यादा अनिवार्य है इस वैक्सीनेशन को ठीक से इंश्योर करने के लिए। उसके लिए भी हर लेवल पे अलग अलग तरह के कोल्ड स्टोरेज होते हैं। रीजनल लेवल्स पे हमारे पास वॉक इन रेफ्रिजरेटर्स होते हैं, जो डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पे हमारे पास डीप फ्रीजर्स होते हैं और जो लास्ट लेवल होते हैं वैक्सीनेशन के वहाँ पे आइस लाइन रेफ्रिजरेटर्स होते हैं। तो ये सेटअप हमारे पास ऑलरेडी उपलब्ध है। इसी का और स्ट्रेंथनिंग करके हम इसी सेटअप का उपयोग करेंगे कोविड-19 वैक्सीनेशन के लिए।
Dr. Rupali Malik made it clear that registration for vaccination is open only for frontline workers right now and the general public will have to wait for their turn. She assured the people that the vaccine is safe and we must maintain a positive approach regarding the vaccination program.
सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है कि हम सकारात्मक रहें कोविड-19 वैक्सीनेशन प्रोग्राम को लेके, इसमें विश्वास रखें और पॉजिटिव वाइब और पॉजिटिव मेंटल जो आपका अप्रोच है वो रखें इस कोविड-19 वैक्सीनेशन को लेके। मैं यही कहना चाहूंगी कि आप डरे नहीं, फियरफुल ना हो, केयरफुल हो।
India continues to leap ahead in its fight against COVID-19 with over 1,46,000 cumulative recoveries so far. With this, the national recovery rate has further improved to stand at 96.52%. The rate of new daily infection also continues to remain even below 20,000, with only 16,946 cases being reported in the past 24 hours. During the same interval, over 17,500 people have successfully recovered from the viral contagion. The gap between the recovered patients and active cases in the country has further widened, and the number of recovered patients stands at nearly 48 times the number of current active cases. The active caseload in the country comprises nearly 2,13,000 people and stands at 2.03%. Out of these, nearly 60% are under home isolation and have mild to very mild symptoms. Over 7,43,000 samples were tested for COVID in the country in the last 24 hours. With this, the cumulative testing figure has reached around 18 crore 42 lakh. The Health Ministry said this has also led to a commensurate dip in the fatality rate, which stands at 1.44%. The number of countrywide fatalities recorded in 24 hours has slipped below the 200 mark, with 198 deaths being reported since yesterday. The recovery rate of COVID patients in Delhi stands at 97.83%. The city recorded recovery of 534 patients in the last 24 hours, taking the total number of recovered patients till date to 6,17,540. A total of 357 new confirmed cases of coronavirus were reported in the national capital during the last 24 hours. With this, the total number of COVID cases reported in the capital city so far has reached 6,31,249. The Delhi government confirmed that 11 deaths have been reported in the last 24 hours, taking the total to 10,718. The total number of active corona cases in the city now stands at 2,991.
Telangana reported 276 fresh COVID-19 cases during the past 24 hours. With this, the number of COVID cases reported in the state reached 2,90,916. The state conducted over 34,000 tests yesterday. The recovery rate improved to 97.91%, with 238 more people recovering yesterday. This took the number of recovered people so far in the state to 2,84,849. A total of 1,572 deaths have been reported so far, with one more patient succumbing to COVID and comorbidities during the past 24 hours. In Madhya Pradesh, so far more than 2,38,000 patients have recovered from COVID infection. Around 24,000 tests were carried out yesterday, out of which 456 new positive cases were reported. More from our Bhopal correspondent.
In Madhya Pradesh, 655 patients recovered yesterday, with 6 patients succumbing to the infection. The death toll rose to 3,732. The positivity rate remained below 2% for second consecutive day on Wednesday. The positivity rate was 1.8%. The two major cities, Bhopal and Indore, reported below 100 COVID cases on Wednesday. Indore reported 86, while Bhopal reported 95 corona-positive cases. Meanwhile, over more than 3 lakh vaccine doses arrived in Bhopal, Indore and Jabalpur yesterday, and the process of transporting them to other districts has also been completed. Pooja P. Vardhan, AIR News, Bhopal.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Nation gears up for the world's largest COVID-19 vaccination exercise on Saturday. India reports less than 20,000 daily new corona cases for the past 7 days. The U.S. House of Representatives votes to impeach President Donald Trump on charges of inciting mob attack on the Congress. ISRO leads India's stride for a better tomorrow, says Chairman Dr. K. Sivan. Cold wave conditions intensify in northern parts of the country, and harvest festivals Makar Sankranti, Pongal and Bihu being celebrated with traditional fervour. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
Welcome back to the Midday News. Chairman of Indian Space Research Organization Dr. K. Sivan has said that the hallmark of the Indian space program, spearheaded by ISRO, is its commitment to social welfare. Another unique feature of India's space program is its ability to deliver with a shoestring budget. When India became the first country to successfully reach the Red Planet on its first attempt, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had noted that even the Hollywood thriller Gravity had a larger budget at $100 million. Speaking exclusively to AIR News, Dr. K. Sivan said the country's space program has helped its farmers and fishermen in a great way.
The satellite technology. The first experiment, I would say, the SITE, that is the Satellite Instructional Television Experiment. It was that oldest experiment conducted in ISRO, which really gave a benefit for that farmers and other people. Our satellite is providing a lot of services in terms of identifying the potential fishing zone for the fishermen and for farmers. Then very recently we introduced one fisherman app. So this app, it is making use of the communication satellite and making use of the navigation satellite as well as remote satellite. This app, this fisherman can take inside that sea, and it will give where the fish, a lot of fish are available locations it will give. Also that when they are in the deep sea, that this app will give what is the condition of sea and the communication with that people from the shore. So that way this is very useful for fishermen.
ISRO has created a place for itself in the global arena too. Apart from Indian satellites, ISRO offers launch services to international customers through PSLV. So far, ISRO has launched 328 satellites of 33 foreign customers. USA, UK, Japan, Canada, Germany, France, among many other countries have used Indian satellite launch pads for launching their satellites. This has brought it revenue of over $25 million and 189 million euros. The ISRO chairman also spoke about the long-term vision of ISRO and its ambition of making India proud in the area of space technology.
Vision of ISRO is mainly making use of the advanced space technology for the benefit of the common man. And this technology should reach to the every nook and corner, not only in the cosmopolitan cities, even in the rural area. This technology should reach. That it can be possible only by spacecraft. That's what this making use of the advanced technology for the benefit of the common man. For that, we need that indigenous development of advanced technologies. And when you are talking about indigenous development of advanced technologies, this requires a spacecraft should be there with advanced technology which provides that low-cost services. Now, to make the satellite, to launch the satellite, we need a launch vehicle. That should be a low-cost launch vehicle. And we need a system to acquire the data as well as we have to disseminate.
The third phase of the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana will be launched tomorrow in 600 districts across the country. Spearheaded by the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, this phase will focus on new age and COVID-related skills. Skill India Mission PMKVY 3.0 envisages training of 8 lakh candidates over a scheme period of 2020-21 with an outlay of 948.90 crore rupees. The 729 Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Kendras, empaneled non-PMKK training centres and more than 200 ITIs under Skill India will roll out PMKVY training to build a robust pool of skilled professionals. On the basis of the learning gained from PMKVY 1.0 and 2.0, the ministry has improved the newer version of the scheme to match the current policy doctrine and energize the skilling ecosystem affected due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Government has said that over 545 lakh tons of paddy have been procured during the ongoing Kharif marketing season. This is an increase of 26.48% against the last year corresponding purchase of around 431 lakh tons. Agriculture Ministry said government continues to procure Kharif crops at its minimum support price from farmers as per its existing MSP schemes. The ministry said more than 73 lakh paddy farmers have been benefited from the current Kharif marketing season procurement operations with MSP value of over 1,03,000 crore rupees. The paddy procurement is continuing smoothly in the procuring states and union territories of Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Telangana, Uttarakhand, Tamil Nadu, Chandigarh, Jammu and Kashmir, Kerala, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Bihar, Jharkhand, Assam, Karnataka and West Bengal. Government, through its nodal agencies, has also procured over 2,89,000 tons of moong, urad, groundnut pods and soya bean, benefiting more than 1,54,000 farmers. State Bank of India has provided a major relief to farmers under its loan settlement schemes. Many farmers in the state are benefiting from this Rin Samadhan Yojana. The bank has appealed to the borrower farmers to immediately contact their respective SBI branches to avail the benefit of this loan waiver scheme. More from our correspondent.
Under the Rin Samadhan Yojana, if the farmer who has borrowed loan pays 20% of the principal amount of the total dues pending since 2 years, then the entire loan will be waived. At the same time, new agricultural loans are also being given to these farmers. This is providing a great relief to the farmers. Mr. Shankar Yerawar, Chief Manager, State Bank of India's Nanded Regional Office, has appealed to the farmers to immediately avail this loan waiver scheme by contacting their respective bank branch. The farmers can avail benefits of the scheme till 31st January 2021. Madhuri Pange, AIR News, Mumbai.
Indian Armed Forces Veterans Day is being observed today. This day is celebrated on the 14th of January every year to honour services rendered by veterans of the Army. This year is being celebrated as Swarnim Vijay Varsh. It marks the 50th anniversary of the 1971 Indo-Pak War. Speaking on the occasion, Army Chief General Manoj Narawane said last year had been very challenging for the nation and the armed forces. He said the armed forces bravely stayed at the northern borders while also battling the pandemic efficiently. He exuded pride that the army had the support of veterans in carrying this out. In Maharashtra, election to the 14,234 Gram Panchayats will be held tomorrow in 34 districts. In order to ensure that the eligible voters are not deprived of their rights, State Election Commissioner UPS Madan said that those individuals who are infected with COVID-19 will be allowed to cast their vote half an hour before the polling ends. More in this report.
COVID-positive patients and people who are in quarantine will be allowed to exercise their right to franchise in the election that will be held in 14,234 Gram Panchayats in 34 districts of the state tomorrow. All the COVID-19 protocols will be followed in the election process. Polling for Gram Panchayats will be held between 7:30 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. except in 4 tehsils in Gadchiroli and Gondia districts. In these 4 tehsils, polling will end at 3 p.m. Thermal scanners will be provided at all polling centers. In addition to this, the body temperature of voters who are not suffering from COVID-19 but who are living in containment zones will be checked twice. If it is normal, they can vote like others. If the body temperature is higher than the prescribed limit, the voter will be given a token and he or she can cast vote half an hour before polling ends. Kunal Shinde, AIR News, Mumbai.
Donald Trump has become the first U.S. president to be impeached twice. The House of Representatives voted last night to charge him with inciting last week's mob attack on the U.S. Congress. Trump was impeached by 232 to 197 vote by the U.S. House on a single charge of incitement of insurrection that left 5 dead and the Capitol ransacked. It was supported by all Democrats and 10 Republicans, including Liz Cheney. The Senate will not hold a trial before the 20th of January when Democrat Joe Biden assumes the presidency, meaning Mr. Trump will escape the risk of being forced to leave early. MV Jug Anand, the Indian ship which was stranded at Chinese port of Xingtang, is likely to reach Japan on the 18th of January for crew change. The ship started from Xingtang on the 10th of January and was likely to reach Japan on 14 January. The shipping company told Prasar Bharati correspondent that the arrival of Jug Anand is delayed and it will now reach Japan on the morning of 18th. Then the crew can fly back to India after following necessary COVID protocols. The ship with 23 Indian crew members on board was stuck at the Chinese port of Xingtang since June last year.
Harvest festival Makar Sankranti is being celebrated today. The festival is seen as a celebration of the end of the winter solstice month and also marks the end of the winter harvest. The festival is known as Pongal in Tamil Nadu, Uttarayan in Gujarat, Bihu in Assam and Posh Sankranti in West Bengal. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have extended their greetings and wishes to the citizens on the occasion. Makar Sankranti is being celebrated as a festival of kites in Gujarat today. The festival is also popularly known as Uttarayan throughout the state. People in cities like Ahmedabad, Surat, Vadodara and Rajkot are enjoying kite flying with COVID-19 restrictions. Our Ahmedabad correspondent has filed this report.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah is on a day visit to his parliamentary constituency in Gandhinagar and Ahmedabad. Mr. Shah has performed Aarti and Puja at the historic Jagannath Temple in Ahmedabad with his family members this morning. He also fed cows and made donations in the temple. Later, Mr. Shah enjoyed the kite flying in Thaltej and Ghatlodi areas with his family members. At the other end, state government has started distributing 1 kilo chana to more than 69 lakh families free of cost under the National Food Security Act. Chief Minister Vijay Rupani had made this announcement yesterday on the eve of Makar Sankranti. According to official sources, 3 crore 37 lakh people will get the benefit of this free distribution of 1 kilo chana. Yogesh Pandya, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
In Tamil Nadu, though many of the southern districts are experiencing intermittent rains, Pongal celebrations have taken center stage today. As the entry to tourist places are banned, the option is to seek the new blockbusters for the day. RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat celebrated Pongal at Chennai. Speaking at the function, he said that India was celebrating this day in various names.
आज सूर्य पोंगल है, तिरुपुर में माट्टू पोंगल है, तो 3 दिन पूरा पर्व यहाँ होता है. भारत में और कहीं 3 दिन नहीं होता. तो इस उत्सव का पूर्ण स्वरूप तमिलनाडु में हमको देखने को मिला. पहली जो बात है, नई फसल, नवान्न घर में आता है. समृद्धि का प्रतीक है, तो लक्ष्मी की पूजा होती है. सूर्य की पूजा होती है, क्योंकि सूर्य ऊर्जा बढ़ाता है, दिन बड़ा होने लगता है. सूर्य की तपस्या है, ऐसा कहते हैं. सूर्य का एक रथ है, लेकिन रथ को एक ही व्हील है, एक ही चक्का है. घोड़े साथ है, लगाम सांपों के है और रास्ता है नहीं, फिर भी रोज सूर्य इधर से उधर जाता हुआ दिखता है। ऐसी तपस्या करके पूरे विश्व को प्रकाश देने वाला सूर्य, स्वाभाविक उसकी हम पूजा करते हैं।
BJP President J.P. Nadda will be arriving in Chennai to celebrate the festival. The state government has allowed Jallikattu with COVID regulations. In Assam, the Magh or Bhogali Bihu is being celebrated with traditional fervour and gaiety. People from all sections of life have participated in the joyous celebration of the post-harvest festival. Traditional Meji and Belaghar made of thatch and woods have been set on fire amidst chanting of prayers to the god Agni. A host of cultural programs and traditional sports are being organized to mark the festival.
In West Bengal, pilgrims across states have assembled for Sankranti Snan in Ganga Sagar. More than 10 lakh people have already taken a dip, but the crowd is remarkably lesser than past years. More from our Kolkata correspondent.
On Makar Sankranti, thousands of devotees are taking holy dip at Ganga Sagar since this morning. In view of the pandemic, the state administration has taken all precautionary measures at 5 ghats in Sagar. Awareness campaign for maintaining social distancing is also going on. This year, the government has stressed on Isnan, the process by which the holy Ganga water is delivered at the doorstep of people. E-darshan and live streaming of the Mela have also been arranged. The Calcutta High Court has asked the state government to encourage people to opt for Isnan and to make available the holy water free of cost in the Mela premises. With Shumande from Ganga Sagar, this is Madhuparna Dharshuduri for AIR News, Kolkata.
The 51st International Film Festival of India will pay rich tributes to the legendary filmmaker Satyajit Ray. This was announced during the Golden Jubilee edition of IFFI in 2019 by Secretary of Ministry of Information and Broadcasting Amit Khare as part of the centenary celebrations of Satyajit Ray. IFFI will showcase Ray's selected films Charulota, Ghore Baire, Pother Panchali, Shatranj Ke Khiladi and Shonar Kela as part of this tribute. Here is a song from the movie Shatranj Ke Khiladi. "24 days before his death, Ray was presented with an honorary Academy Award by Audrey Hepburn via video link. In his acceptance speech, he called it the best achievement of his movie-making career.
North India, including the national capital, continued to experience freezing cold winds with intense fog. As per the Indian Met Department, IMD, the minimum temperature recorded in New Delhi at Safdarjung today morning was as low as 2 degrees Celsius. IMD has said that the intense cold condition is likely to continue for around a week with intermittent hazy and bright sunshine days.
Now let us take a look at the weather update for today. The national capital experienced shallow fog in the morning. Minimum temperature was 2 degrees Celsius and maximum will be around 19 degrees. Mumbai will have a partly cloudy sky. Minimum temperature was 20 degrees. Maximum will be around 34. Chennai will have a partly cloudy sky. Minimum temperature was 24 degrees. Maximum will be around 30. Kolkata experienced mist in the morning and mainly clear sky later. Minimum temperature was 15 degrees. Maximum will be around 24 degrees. Srinagar will experience mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon. Minimum temperature was -8 degrees. Maximum will be 6 degrees. In Jammu, minimum temperature was 6 degrees while maximum will be around 15. Leh will have a mainly clear sky. Minimum temperature was -14 degrees while the maximum will be around 0 degree. Gilgit will have a mainly clear sky. Minimum temperature was -5 degrees Celsius. Maximum will be around 11. Muzaffarabad will have a mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon. Minimum temperature was 4 degrees Celsius. Maximum will be around 19 degrees. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Nation gears up for the world's largest COVID-19 vaccination exercise on Saturday. India reports less than 20,000 daily new corona cases for the past 7 days. The U.S. House of Representatives votes to impeach President Donald Trump on charges of inciting mob attack on the Congress. ISRO leads India's stride for a better tomorrow, says Chairman Dr. K. Sivan. Cold wave conditions intensify in northern parts of the country. And harvest festivals, Makar Sankranti, Pongal and Bihu being celebrated with traditional fervour. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR app. With that, we end the Midday News.